matter with me, you would have seen it in the Starbrook News today. The thing come out with something last year. What the thing say? Let me read. He wrote something to say, no escape for Paul Slowe in sexual assault charges. And then he goes on, the byline says, well, let me read what the byline. Be it quick or slow march, Slowe still to face the music in sexual assault charges. Let me give you all the facts, because the release that was given by the police is so unprofessional and misleading, but one cannot expect nothing from the Police Corporate Communication Unit, which is edited by Mark Ramatar. These people are so unprofessional. The first thing I want to see is that the matter, or the matters, because there are three, are matters that are conducted in camera. For those people who do not know, it means that it is conducted in private. The matters came up yesterday, and the magistrate ruled for summary disposal. And even before the magistrate got into the ruling, the magistrate emptied the courtroom of all persons who were not connected with this case. So we had the lawyers who were there, not connected with the case. If you had other people, the press, the media people, the people who were on the Zoom platform, they were all sent out, because it's a sexual offense charge, and the law says that these things are to be held in camera. In other words, only the defendant, or the accused, as the case may be, the prosecutor, the defense lawyers, the magistrate clerk, and only those persons are to be there. Well, let me go on and give you a background to what transpired, because out there portraying this thing about sexual assault, people going away with the wrong idea. Back in 2021, or even before that, let me tell you that by now you would have known that we had this team put together by former Commissioner Leslie James to review the police standing order. Team comprised of myself, Mr. Conway, retired Assistant Commissioner Ritika. They had retired Senior Superintendent George Fraser, retired Superintendent Mark Gilbert. We are all charged before the court conspiracy to commit fraud. I'll tell you something about that as we go along. So we were there working on this standing order. It included Andrews Jr., Assistant Commissioner, and other ranks were there with us during this period of time. Now, what happened is this. That was the thing started in 2019. When an attempt was made to remove myself and Mr. Conway from the Police Service Commission, they came with this trumped up conspiracy to commit fraud charge, which is going on at the moment. And then for the first time, when I appeared in court for the first time on October the 15th, 2021, these charges were filed on May the 19th, 2021. When I appeared in court on the 15th of October, 2021, that is the same video that circulated where the police, Ramana Singh and Duke and Thomas Samsoku, are arresting me in the court compound for the same charge that I'm there to attend, which Ramana had applied for a summon and got for me to attend. They are in the court compound manhandling me for the same charge that I was there to attend. When eventually after the lawyers intervened, Mr. Selwyn Peters and Mr. Patrice Henry intervened, they allowed me to go to the court to answer the charge. And the charge that I went there to answer was conspiracy to commit fraud in relation to this standing order review. I was therefore shocked when the magistrate proceeded to read 3 other charges accusing me of sexual assault. And here, let me show you the facts, because they're misrepresenting this thing. These are the particulars, or this is the particular of all 3 charges. The dates are different, of course, and it is contrary to Section 4.3 of the Sexual Offences Act. And the particulars, the essence of the particulars say that you, on 26th day of March 2019, at Police Headquarters, Ivlery, Kingston, Georgetown, Guyana, touched Nicola Kendall in a sexual way by rubbing her thigh and foot without her consent. This is alleged to have taken place on the 26th of March on the 29th of March, on the 2nd of April. Interestingly, those were 3 consecutive days when the Standing Order Committee met, right? The person that they have there, the person who's making the allegation, was Assistant Superintendent Nicola Kendall from the police. And you would note that I have mentioned this matter before, but I avoid mentioning names because I'm acutely aware that matters before the court, matters that are sub judice, you shouldn't really be commenting on them. I'm not going to comment on the elements further than what I'm saying here. But to see that the police corporate communication unit issued a release, and I saw the release. And credit to Stabrook News in particular. I don't know if anybody else because I don't read some of those rubbish and the trashes. But Stabrook News, this omitted a lot of the nonsense, the salacious nonsense that they mentioned. I'm going to tell you what the release said. I have nothing to hide. I am not Nigin Damlal. Yes, I am charged 3 sexual offense charges. I am not never in the denial mode. Dharmlal is not, and I put this up for you to see again, let me put it up. The allegation is that I touched this Nicola Kendall in a sexual way by rubbing her thigh and foot without her consent. It's not rape like Dharmlal. It's not bugger like Dharmlal. That was never the allegation. And furthermore, it's not, let me tell you, the man who's in the news is not rape like what Ralph Gonzalez, the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, was accused of. 2 women accused him of, one woman, a policewoman who was working at his residence, accused him of raping her. And if, let me read, man. Let me read. I'll tell you how today is pace and power. WikiLeaks. Y'all remember WikiLeaks? WikiLeaks was the thing, I think it was Assange, or whatever his name, with all those revelations from all the government, all those secret information, secret communication between the American embassies and the State Department. WikiLeaks exposed all of those things. And the thing says here, this is sometime in, let me get a date, 2008, I think. They say, policewoman, this is the headline. And I tell you all, there's research, and you can do the research as well. Policewoman offered US $185,000 to drop rape charges against St. Vincent Prime Minister, says leaked US cable. And it goes on to say that if US diplomatic cables published by WikiLeaks are to be believed, the policewoman who in 2008 accused St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister Ralph Gonzalez of rape was offered $185,000 US in cash, a low-income house, and an opportunity to study abroad to drop the charge. However, source close to the alleged victim said she is vehement that she never got paid off. And the thing goes on to say, I know that this officer is still harassed by the police I command. Recently, she won a scholarship to go to university to study and was turned down. These actions do not indicate a person with whom the state has made peace. They go on and they say a lot of things. The other allegation against him is that a Toronto human rights lawyer has charged the Prime Minister St. Vincent and the Grenadines with sexually assaulting her during a meeting in his island mansion. In February this year, Margaret Parson, Executive Director of African Caribbean Legal Clinic in Toronto, filed a complaint in the magistrate court alleging that Prime Minister Ralph Gonzalez, 61, attacked her during a private meeting back in January 2003. Them allegations, those are the allegations. We know damn that allegation. Me and ducking and hiding, because in the case of Ralph Gonzalez and the policewoman, the DPP of St. Vincent, like the people went to the same school, discontinued the proceedings because a private criminal charge was filed against him and it was discontinued. I don't want that. So let me tell you all what happened. When these charges were filed against me in 2021, the charge filed in 2021 the charges allege that in 2019, 26th of March, 29th of March, and 2nd of April, these incidents are alleged to have occurred. Understand me here, 2 years before. What happened in 2021? 2021, around May, that's the time when the President and the Attorney General and the government were coming after me and Conway and all of us with the standing order review. We end up getting charged. So somehow this thing came. When I appeared in court, as I've said in October, that's the first time I knew that there were these allegations against me. They were never put to me. Nobody ever told me about these allegations. So the charges were indictable, and therefore I was not required to plead to the charges. I was put on bail, as the one said. $75,000 bail on each of the charges, sexual offense charges, $100,000 bail on the conspiracy to commit fraud charge. The matter since 2021, October, all started dancing taking place, all started dancing. My lawyers, I'm represented by Hughes, Fields, and Stobie, and not Clarence Hughes as they release it. They talk about Clarence Hughes. The police release is Clarence Hughes, but it's HFS, Hughes, Fields, and Stobie. Clarence Hughes is one from the members deceased a long time ago. But the police corporate communication unit talks about the dead man being involved in this thing. Right? So the charges were indictable. I wasn't required to plead. Then at one of the hearings subsequent, the prosecution made an application for the matter to be disposed of under the Administration of Justice Act 1978, which allows for indictable charges to be disposed of summarily. In other words, again, teaching, if the charges continue to be indictable, it means that it's a judge and jury have to decide your fate. Judge and jury. So you have to go through a long process, end up at the before the judge and jury, and then the trial. So the prosecution asked for summary disposal. My lawyers decided to oppose that. They said, look, we want to go before the judge and jury. Let's go before the judge and the jury, so let Slowe be tried by 12. Let fate be decided by 12 of his peers. They objected to that, and therefore the legal arguments that were raised, the arguments were in respect to whether it should have a summary disposal or whether you must have judge and jury trial. It prolonged and it prolonged and it prolonged. Yesterday, well, the magistrate was scheduled to give decision on this matter several times. And then yesterday, the acting chief magistrate gave our ruling. And you know what they refused, what they not say? The magistrate said that if she had chosen, or if she was to choose the paper committal, she mentioned that the paper committal, it will take too long a time for this matter to be determined. Now, what is the paper committal? Provided for with these sexual offense and other cases, is that rather than have a, well, let me say this, when you have a, if the matter was to be proceeded with indictably, it means with about a PI, a preliminary inquiry, where the magistrates will listen to all the evidence, or most of the evidence, not necessarily all, and decide whether there was a prima facie case. Then it would have been sent to the DPP for the DPP to do the indictment. That is what it is. But with this paper committal, you're avoiding the victim having to go through a preliminary inquiry. Because people say that is re-victimization. The person got to go there and repeat what happened, get cross-examination, get enough licks in the box, and then if the magistrate found that there was a prima facie case, then the person has to go now in the High Court and go through that whole process again. So in a very progressive move in recent times, they have decided to do away with preliminary inquiry in certain cases, especially sexual offense cases, that you do a paper committal. So where the submissions and all of those things are made in writing, and the magistrate go through the submissions, and then a paper committal, meaning that yes, they commit you to stand trial, the DPP can indict, but the victim and witnesses don't have to go to a preliminary inquiry to give evidence. The magistrate yesterday said that had she chosen this paper committal, it would have taken so long, and she said that she believed that Mr. Paul Slowe, that is me, in case you don't know, we can get a fair trial at the magistrate level. So having regards to that, she decided she was going to allow for a summary disposal. Now remember, once the matter is brought indictably, when I appeared in court on this matter for the first time on the 15th of October, you're not required to plead because it's an indictable charge. Now yesterday, once the magistrate made a decision that the matters are going to be disposed summarily, that is the time you are required to plead. So once she made that decision, she asks the prosecution if they have any thing to say. Asked my lawyer, said, no, your worship. At which stage, the magistrate reread the charges to me. Reread. And as I said again, let me put it up. She reread the charges to me and asked for my plea, and I entered not guilty plea on all three of the charges. She then transferred the matter to Court 3. She transferred the matter to Court 3 for the 21st of December for a report. For a report. So when we get there on the 21st, it will be for a report. And let me go the thing here. Tell you how long the space and power. The release from the corporate communication unit went on to say, and this is the unprofessional part, As I've said, this matter was in camera. So no reporters would have been there. Nobody other than the prosecutors, the defense, and the magistrate clerk and all this everything. None would be there. And the issue, the release, and then it goes on to say, on the 15th day of October 2021, this is the Police Corporate Communication Unit, Paul Slowe appeared before Magistrate Sherdal Isaacs Marcus in the Georgetown Magistrate Court 3, where the charges were read to him and he was not required to plead to the 3 charges. The magistrate released the accused on $75,000 bail on each count. Then here what I go on to say, this is the unprofessional part. This in the year 2020, not 2020. In the year 2020, that is what the Police Corporate Communication Unit is saying. Paul Slowe had allegedly sexually assaulted a female police officer, and in the process told her that he had to promote her. Back then, he was the chairman of the Police Service Commission. They go on to say the female officer promptly reported the matter to her superior officer, who, however, the officer took no action. The female officer had to wait several months after for her matters to be investigated and legal advice obtained to charge the perpetrator, Mr. Paul Slowe. Misrepresentation. These allegations occurred 26th of March 2019, 29th of March 2019, 2nd of April 2019. And here what these people saying, that this investigation was not done until 2021. And then they're claiming that a few months, the female officer had to wait several months after our matter to be for matter to be investigated. Oh, after 2 years before and who investigated this? This matter was investigated by Soku. Commenced the investigation. Soku commenced the investigation of an allegation of sexual assault. You put 2 and 2 together, and here we go. I'm saying I'm not going to allow them to get away with this misrepresentation of what is going on. I am not. And here, and I said the bad part, the last 2 paragraphs relates to evidence in this matter. There's nothing wrong with them reporting what took place in the court yesterday, that Slowe appeared and the charges were read and Slowe pleaded not guilty. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. The matter put off for the 24th of December. But when you go into this last 2 paragraphs, which was never discussed in court yesterday, it means that they have access to the file, and it means that either that or the police prosecutor, Mandel Moore, had to have told them this. Mandel Moore had to have told them that how this assault the female officer, and they told her that he had to promote her. That's part of the evidence. That's where the allegation is being said. And to come out with a release and to put that type of thing inside the release just confirms how unprofessional these people are. And as I say again, credit and kudos to Starbrook News, because I read the Starbrook News account from the police report, and that part was never mentioned. But I'm going to mention it, because it tells of the unprofessionalism of Mark Ramatar and those people in the Police Corporate Communication Unit. How could you be revealing what is supposed to be evidence in a matter that is being dealt with in camera? And of course, the left-hand one, jump on it, because you write the same thing. No escape for Paul Slowe. Slowe never tried